Happy day, beautiful people. This is Ross Kofi the farmer. I'm here live in the flesh at Oyun Botanical Gardens. Right, that's 3353 Washington Road in East Point, Georgia. It's a wonderful opportunity that we have today to just share some good news. All right, so let's just do it. Let's walk around. We're here at the farm. On the farm, my company is the proud caretaker of these sacred grounds as it relates to the agriculture, at least the vegetables and the fruit and everything. So I just want to kind of give you a little heads up on what's going on in the ground right now and what's to come. And let's start with these very prevalent flowers in the landscape. These are the flowers. I'm gonna give you the short version. These are what happens when a plant goes to seed. As you can see, you're actually seeing the seed. I like to say all the time, so I'm demonstrating it for you. This is one of the most nutritious parts of the plant. Why? Because the plant, in essence, is sending all its energy into the offspring. It goes to seed because of the weather we're having. They go to seed when they experience a shift or a dramatic shift in the temperature. That gives them, because their clock is not the time clock or the daylight savings time that we got, their clock is the temperature, the seasons. So it gives them the indication that the season is over, that the cool season is over, right? So they've gone to seed. So you'll see these for a while when you come through the garden. You'll see them in gardens all over the South right now, because we just went from 80 degrees to 30 degrees. That's what we get, right? And so the silver lining is that these are seeds. And we know that seeds have been scarce for a while, good quality seeds. We have our own seeds. But beyond that, like I said, this is very nutritious because of the fact that the plant is giving all its energy to the offspring. Very nutritious. Speaking of very nutritious, right over here, these are greens that are almost in the micro stage. They're a little bit past the micro stage. That's one of the most nutritious form of any vegetable when you get it ready, especially when you're talking about greens. We want the big old collard greens, and you can see you'll get all of that when you come. The big cabbage, the big kale leaves. However, in terms of nutrition, I almost want to break one off, but I ain't gonna do that. When they're at this stage, the microgreen stage, they are the most nutritious. They're the most beneficial. That's why when you go certain places that I'm not gonna name here, you're paying an arm and a leg for a little plastic of microgreens, right? You can come to Oyun Botanical Gardens and you'll just pay a leg, not a whole arm, right? And you will get 2 strong legs out of it, all right? That's what we do. So I'm just gonna keep moving. In between, sprinkled in between some of the bigger plants, you'll see these are spring onions. Very nutritious. I brought my thing today, and this is a little garden tip. It's actually a good practice to clip the scapes. So that helps to push the energy back into the root, so you'll get a bigger onion bulb. A lot of farm life can be really summarized by proper maintenance in different ways, and training the plants to do what you want it to do. You want it to grow wide, then keep on clipping it on top so it grows wide. You want it to grow tall, keep on clipping it on the side so it can grow tall, those type of things. So another thing that you'll see that's very intentional in the landscape, because we do our best to keep things neat and beautiful, because beauty is a part of nature. God is beautiful and God loves beauty. You'll see these. You'll see this yellow dock. And you'll also see dandelion. Let me jump over here and you can see the dandelion. So between the yellow dock and the dandelion, these are 2 of nature's greatest gifts for our liver, for our kidney, for our blood. When you talk about spring cleaning, that's why they emerge at this time. Yellow dock stays with us throughout the year, and the most potent times for harvesting yellow dock are in the spring and in the autumn, right? Dandelion, these flowers right here. So many things that can be done with this. This is a springtime salad. Like I told you the other day, I came to demonstrate. my mama told me it's rude to eat in front of people and not offer them, so I'm offering you the opportunity to come on down to Oyun Botanicals and eat with us, all right? So you'll see these around the landscape because of their significance. And I'm not just talking about symbolism, I'm talking about their actual significance and how they can really greatly affect our bodies in this time right here, all right? Cabbages are almost finished. We've been patient with them. Some of my favorite food to grow as a farmer myself. I always feel accomplished when I see a bed full of full cabbage heads, because it's just like, it's almost the best analogy I can use is like when a woman is with child, she's carrying a new life in her body. You know, the belly of a pregnant woman, it's the same thing. Cabbages take a while to develop, and they're so dense, they're so nutrient dense and so thick. You know, you pick up a cabbage, you got a little pounded on it, you know, so you can get a good home cooked meal out of that. So basically, in many ways, that's all you'll see around the garden for this season right now. You'll see the summer, you'll see the winter and the autumn greens, as well as the spring greens, which happen to be the same thing. So that's the brassica family. Cabbage is the poster child for the brassica family. Collard greens, kale, broadleaf mustards over here. And all between here, again, there's nothing that's willy-nilly in this garden. Everything is very deliberate, all right? Mugwort, one of the herbs that's a sensational herb for the nervous system in general. Very good for the nervous system. And actually very beneficial in helping to promote lucid dreaming as well, you know? So in this time here, we're in the water season. Ooh, it tastes good too. I'm just telling you, I'm making myself a whole salad right here, right now, putting all this together. This is one of the beautiful plants. I wish you could smell this like I smell it right now. This is lavender, and this is lavender that made it through the frost. You remember that frost, for those of y'all who were around at the end of December, that killed everything, everywhere? Lavender is one of the main things that stood the test of time. It's lavender. Back for a second season, it's a perennial. Very good, very good. Okay, let's keep moving. Some of the sage didn't make it, but that which did, baby, look at it. It's growing. It's growing in leaps and bounds. I'm gonna get me a little bit of this to add to my salad with another dandelion leaf. Sage. This is purple sage. We also have some multicolored sage. It doesn't seem like we quite made it. Sage is one of, again, seasonally appropriate. That's why it's bushing up like this, because Mama is giving us what we need right now. What we need right now. We need things to regulate our mucus. We need things to clean out that which has been stored and compact through the winter when we've been inside, and now we're ready to unfold, right? So if we pay attention to Mother Nature, we will see time and time again the benefit of that which she gives us. And in the benefit, part of the benefit that we've seen is let me put it in a different way. We're seeing the nutritional and the emotional and the spiritual value. Most things in nature, they're not one-dimensional. You'll get all kind of value from them. So sage, many of y'all know it's the same sage, not this form of sage, but it's the same plant that is used to burn as a medicine to clean the house. You know, as an antibiotic, if you will, a spiritual antibiotic, right? Well, sage, the plant that we consume, is one of the best foods to relieve us of excess mucus. As a matter of fact, one thing I must tell you is that for pregnant and lactating mothers, it is advised that they don't use a lot of it because it's so effective in cleaning up the mucus. Just think about that for a minute. We can walk this way here. This is good, y'all. So we got a lot of kale, a lot of the sage, dandelion heaven right here. Now, one of the plants that took a beating but keep on coming is this cardoon. You'll see small versions of it, and you'll see larger versions of it. Cardoon is a perennial, a hardy perennial. It really did well with the cold. We lost some of them, but I think they'll come back again. Cardoon is almost like a celery. and kind of has a bitter taste to it. Very good for the lymphatic system, very good for the digestive system, very good for the nervous system. Most things that are bitter have that effect, you know? As we say in the Caribbean, bitter to the mouth and sweet to the belly. What does that mean? It means that it has the opposite effect of how it tastes. So it really beautifies and alkalizes the blood, even though it tastes bitter. That's just like a lot of sweets ain't too good for us, and we know that, right? They bring all them parasites and everything. So again, signs for those that reflect in nature. Let's walk over here. Another thing about cardoon that we're really looking forward to, especially since it's in its second year at Oyun, is it produces a beautiful crown of a flower. Beautiful, beautiful crown. That's the thing about nature, you know, she always got some beautiful treats for us if we just stick around. Different times of the year, this will pop up and this will pop up. There's always something delightful for our senses and for our body, and definitely for our spirit in the garden. So we didn't walk that way because it's more of the same. We got Brussels sprouts out there. We got cabbage in various iterations, meaning different stages of life. All kind of different greens that are really good for the body. One of the things I really love about greens is that they're the gift that keep giving. What do I mean by that? Where you break them off like this, and more come back. And they're so full of chlorophyll. They're so full of nutrition. They're so full of the absolute ingredients that we need to thrive in this world, especially as the earth is going through the photon belt and all kind of different changes are happening in the atmosphere, all that technical language. To keep it simple, the greens are the great balancer, the great equalizer. And that's what we have growing here in abundance on the farm at Oyun Botanical Gardens.